Okay, so I kind of mentioned to you earlier this week, but I saved the story till now because I wanted to get your reaction. But last week, my mom called me and we were on the phone, and she's like in the midst of our conversation, I don't even know. Oh, I said, how's my brother? I never fucking hear from the guy. I don't ever hear from him. She was like, oh, actually, I have a fucking story for you. And I was like, oh God, what happened? So like, I love my brother to death. Mm-hmm. He is so intelligent. He's literally on the dean's list. He has 4.0 GPA, smartest guy. Street smarts, however,
that is my sister. I describe her as the dumbest smart person I've ever met.
Yeah, like he's so intelligent.
Yeah.
Smart? I don't know if that's the right word. But okay, so she goes, my parents were out of town for the weekend, and I guess there was a miscommunication between my brother and my mom about watching our family's dog.
Yeah.
And so my brother lives on a college campus, but it's close enough to home to where he could come stay at my parents' house to take care of the dog. He thought that he needed to go to like her daycare to pick her up and take care of her that night, but he didn't. The dog was just going to spend the night, and then my parents were going to get it the next day. So he shows up to the daycare and is like, hey, I'm here to pick up Winnie. And the lady at the dog daycare was like, oh, okay, like I'll go get her, like kind of confused because my mom had brought her early that day saying that she was boarding, spending the night, but she was like, whatever. So she goes and gets the dog, hands my brother the leash, her bed, food, and a dog. The dog apparently resembled my dog like to a fucking T. The only difference was it had a different collar, but my brother doesn't see the dog enough to be like, oh, maybe mom just bought her a new collar. So he brings his dog home and they're like chilling. They're riding in the car on the way home.
They're chilling. Like they're just like at home.
Like. Yeah, like he brings her home. He's like, she's staying really close to me. Everything seems normal. But then she starts like sniffing around like everywhere. And my brother's like, oh, maybe she just has to pee. Yeah. So he opens the door and lets her outside. And he's like walking around the house. And he like looks out the window. The dog is swimming in our pool. And my dog was trained to not swim in the pool. So he was like, this isn't my fucking dog. He has to run outside and get the dog out of the pool because the dog couldn't figure out where the fucking steps were. So he's like saving this dog from the pool, and it's like February, freezing cold outside. He's like arms deep in the pool getting this dog out, and he looks at the dog and he's like, holy shit, this is not our dog. And he calls my mom and dad, and my parents are like, of fucking course, he got the wrong dog. And then my dad calls like the daycare and chews them out and is like, how the fuck do you mix up a dog? Yeah, like what? Yeah. And so my brother calls the daycare back and he's like, hey, like, I think I took home the wrong dog. And they're like, we are so sorry. Like, you can come right now. So he shows up at the dog daycare. The dog's owner was there to pick the dog up.
No.
And like their dog wasn't there. So I was like, oh my God, like, was she pissed? And he was like, dude, the sweetest lady I've ever talked to. She literally was like, oh, Paisley, looks like you had such a fun day. And like her dog was like soaking wet and like do, like having so much fun. And then
not Paisley and Patrick.
Literally like, Paisley and Patrick just hanging out. But he said like what made it weird was because like it's like Paisley and my dog's name is Winnie. So every time he said Winnie, she would respond because it's like
they kind of similar.
Yeah. And so she would respond. So that's why he was so confused. And then the people at the fucking dog day camp do the rudest shit to my dog. They brought my dog out, but my parents told them, like, we want her to spend the night there because my brother had work the next day and school and, like, didn't need to mess with it. So they bring the dog out, and my dog sees my brother, and my brother's like, fuck. And then my brother just leaves my dog there. And so my mom comes and gets
Stop it!
I know, Winnie's traumatized. And then my mom comes and gets my dog the next day, and she's crying the whole way home. My dog is like literally the pettiest bitch of all time. Like if you even come close to her with like a toothbrush or like threaten to like clean her ears or something, that bitch has a grudge for like 24 fucking hours, won't talk to you, won't look your way. And she said like when she brought my dog home, she walked straight to her kennel and was like,
bitch,
and like didn't talk to my mom all day. But all this to say, my brother's telling me this story like after the fact, and I go, well, at least hopefully this is practice for when you have a fucking kid and you don't take the wrong kid home from daycare. But like, can you believe that?
No, I can.
But
that is hilarious. Honestly, that's hilarious. That is so funny. But Patrick, you're dumbass.
Yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Society 97. I'm Kellen.
And I'm Emily. And this week we're doing things a little bit different. So for the month of January, we did our first ever, at the time we called it like a recap of celebrity gossip, but we're titling the series Monthly Mayhem.
Monthly Mayhem.
Cue music. But yeah, essentially we're going full newsroom style. We're spilling all of the tea that's gone down this past month. So this is a February recap is what this episode will be.
As far as celebrity gossip, A-list, B-list, D-list celebrities, we got them all. We got them all covered. Obviously, the more valuable stories. There was a lot to uncover here, and some of it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, and we are going to be walking through this like chronological order. So like
how it happened throughout the month.
Yeah, exactly. So our top story of this past month is just all of the fucking Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson drama that's going on. So we're going to save that for the very end.
Just because it's a lot to cover.
Yeah, I mean, we could have made a whole episode about that, honestly, but we don't need to get into all that. But other than that, we're going to be walking through everything chronologically.
100%.
Yep.
So to start off the month of February, Kylie Jenner officially had her baby on 2/2/22.
I didn't realize that was the date.
Yeah. Yes. 2/2/22. So basically, it was the best manifestation day of the entire year.
If you thought this kid already had everything laid out for them,
well, did you not hear the conspiracies that like she already actually had her baby, but because like it's like a Kardashian thing and it was like close enough,
they just are saying
because it's been like rumored for like a month that she had the kid before. Because like she would go out in public and then like people would be like covering her body so you couldn't see her. But she was also like stunting in her pregnancy belly before, not like when she had Stormy and she didn't want to be caught pregnant.
Right.
Where this time she was out in public with her belly. So the whole month before she was actually like covering herself like when she was in public. So people actually had the theory that she already had the baby, but she wanted it to be 2/2/22 for manifestation. And good luck.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's true or do you think that's just like internet gossip?
I'm kind of in between because honestly, I don't put anything past the Kardashians.
That's so fucking true.
You know what I mean? Like,
literally up until this past month, I've really thought all the Pete Davidson shit was just a stunt. So no, like, I put nothing past them.
I fully believe the whole Pete Davidson stuff, and I know you thought it was a stunt. I don't know about this. I mean, like, why would you fake your son's birthday to be like a month later than what it really like? That doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, like you named him Wolf Webster, so I am in no way, shape, or form here to confirm or deny that she was born on 2/2.
I mean,
or he,
or like, I mean, going back to all this shit that happened with this family earlier this year, like maybe it's like we need to manifest the best possible thing ever because of all the shit Travis has dug us in this fucking
100%.
hole.
But okay, also if you're gonna name your child Wolf Webster, like that sounds like a dictionary if you ask me.
Well, that's Travis Scott's last name.
Well,
like Stormy Webster, that's her name.
Okay, well, first of all, didn't know that. Second of all,
here's the thing about fucking Kellen. She can tell you the deepest, darkest information.
Like, wait till we get to Taylor Holder.
About the most irrelevant fucking people. But when it comes to actual celebrities, zero clue what's going on. Like
100%. That's actually a fact.
You go, like, well, I didn't know that was his last name. Hello.
Okay, to put into context, last night we're sitting here, we're forming this whole entire episode. And I'm looking at stuff. And I see a picture of Drake, okay?
Oh, God.
And I say, whoa. It's kind of cool that Drake has a heart in his hair. I'm like, that's cool.
She goes, for Valentine's Day. Not like this hoe has been rocking that haircut for over a fucking year.
Didn't know it.
Like, he doesn't even have that haircut anymore. Like, that's how late to the news
you looked at, like, I think he changed it up in, like, what, October?
Yeah, like, it's been a minute.
Like, yeah, I'm just really behind the times on, like, actual celebrity gossip. But if it's about someone who's, like, a YouTube star or TikTok, I am in that bitch.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into all that in a minute, and she's going to be covering all that because I mean, at a surface level, I know what's going on, but like, I don't know the inner workings of the drama.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why she's also going to cover our Kanye segment.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we just wanted to start it off with the first thing that really happened, which was Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott's second child.
Yeah, and she basically brought Wolf into the world by announcing it on an Instagram post. It was a sweet black and white photo.
Yeah, it was very low key.
I don't even think she announced the name there.
She didn't. It was like a week later or something that like the name was announced.
Yeah. Well, to then go into the next big thing.
From top tier to bottom tier in terms of celebrities, we went from Kylie Jenner to Taylor fucking Holder, and I definitely spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, you did. But it's okay. I went with it. It's okay. It's okay. I knew what you were talking about. I was picking up what you were putting down. Okay, so basically...
Yeah, fill me in on this because last time I checked, the only thing I had heard about any of this was some shit on the BFFs podcast, and I wasn't even listening that much.
Right. Okay, so basically like the last week of January going into February, Taylor Holder drops his song, Never Was You, on January 26th. Okay?
He makes music?
Yes, he does make music.
Cool.
It's... insert here. Insert here because literally straight crap. Like, it's not good.
I think if we play under like 15 seconds, it's fine.
I mean, also, we ain't getting copyrighted, so it's fine.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Sue us, Taylor? We had, not going to make much from that.
Also, within that same exact week, he posts a, basically an Instagram story.
Okay, so since Kellen's taken this one over, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read as like a person who's never read this before because I truly haven't. So here we go. Apparently, he posted this on his Instagram story.
The same week his song came out.
Taylor Holder says, to any upcoming influencers or people that dream to have this life, please know it's really not what you think it is at all. Having millions of followers and millions of $ is cool, but please don't let that blind you. I have been one of the most successful people in this space. Bro, I didn't know your fucking name
He's capping.
Until BFFs.
He's capping.
I've been one of the most successful people in this space, and it has truly made me the lowest I've ever been in my life. It's fucked up. Everything. It's affected my relationship with my family. It's affected my friendships, and it's mentally put me in a place I never thought I would be able to be in my life. I feel like a robot. Doing everything in my life I could ever dreamed of and still feel so empty. This sounds like great content to make a song, though. I've completely lost myself trying to find something that I thought was so amazing. And for anyone I'm talking to out there that feels the same way, please reach out to me because you're not alone. I would love to pray for you. Oh, barf.
Okay, so basically he posts this within that same like 2-day span.
Okay.
About 40 total profile, like high profile influencers. So when I say that, I mean like Josh Richards, like Bryce Hall, people who are like in his circle, like TikTok community, like Dixie D'Amelio, all of that.
Is
like
he part of a house? Or was he ever part of a house?
Essentially, I want to say he was a part of Hype House at one point.
Okay, that makes sense.
But like he also was like a little bit like he hung out with the Sway Boys as well. So like he was kind of like intermixed.
He was
kind
a
of
floater.
Yeah, he really was his own thing. And that like says a lot about the person. You know what I'm saying? When you can't be a part of one group, you try to be a part of most of them. Anyway,
I mean, yeah. Throwback to the friendship episode.
Anyway, so basically these 40 like high profile influencers start unfollowing him on Instagram. And this kind of brings us into February then. So on February 2nd, he then goes on to BFF's podcast with Josh Richards and Dave Portnoy. And it's 11 minutes and 14 seconds of him the entire time being like, I just can't answer that. I want to handle this offline, like whatever. And he basically
just about these people unfollowing him or what?
So basically there were sexual allegations that came out about him. But I will say since BFF's podcast, this has not been confirmed or denied. And that's the only place that has said that there's been sexual allegations against him.
They brought it up or
yes,
he brought it up?
BFFs.
Oh, okay.
And he says there, he's like, like there's a couple people involved. We're going to keep this offline. Like, I don't really know why I'm here either. But apparently Taylor was asking Josh to go on to this podcast.
That's like, because like what I had heard was like, yeah, like he asked to be on the podcast to kind of clear some shit up.
Yes.
And then when he was on it, Because
cleared nothing up.
I saw so many little like sound bits that they like clipped and put on TikTok, and they were all like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like at one point I think you see like Bree's face and Josh's face, and they're like, what? Like, what is going on here? So he basically blames his PR team that like they set him up for this, and like that's why he's here, and he thought he was here to promote his song, is what he was saying on the podcast, because he wanted to keep all of the legal stuff out of the podcast, which makes, I get it, but like also at the same time, you came to them.
Yeah, that's
so
like
the
weird.
#1 TikTok podcast you went to.
Right. Like, so, yeah, that's weird.
So that was February 2nd. On February 3rd, he basically sends, now, you don't know if it's all of them because not everybody said, but essentially all these people that unfollowed him on Instagram got cease and desist letters. And Bryce Hall confirms this on February 3rd.
What?
That's the thing. That's the thing that Bryce is like, bitch, I ain't talking about you. Like, there's nothing. So my thing is like, you are guilty. But at the same time, nothing is like actually out there what he did.
Oh,
so
weird.
It's really a confusing situation, because I really do think that there's sexual assault or something of that caliber out there that they know. Why else would you send cease and desist letters if you're not guilty?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really, I don't know. This whole thing to me, it sounds like it's like clout chasing almost.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing at the end of all of this. I mean, we have another point in here as well before we get there. But most people are like, is this a publicity stunt for like his song? But
I mean, he claims to be the biggest in his industry.
Yeah.
So if you got a fucking clout chase like this to get attention, you're not the biggest.
He won for sure. He had to do that because nobody cares about him. He doesn't do anything in the space. He posts dumb videos. Nobody really cares. He was hot at one point.
Honestly, the only way that I had ever heard of him is because he like dated Summer Rae.
Exactly. So once he like stopped dating Summer Rae, it kind of had gone downhill for him and like the spotlight. But also, so this was on Tea Talk, which is with Josh Richards, but at this time he also had Bryce Hall on there, and this is where they also discussed the cease and desist letter that they received and all that. But February 8th, it was rumored that he went to jail, and that
Taylor,
that Taylor Holder went to jail, that they had him in custody and all this stuff.
What?
Okay. Because everyone at the time, because of the sexual allegations, and like they thought it was with that.
But who was making sexual allegations?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah, it's a whole confusing situation, and Taylor won't clear anything up, but yet like part of information is out there, but then everyone got cease and desist, so like that's why there was nothing else out there.
How old is he? He's like in his 20s, right?
I want to say he's probably like maybe 21, 22.
Okay. So like he's an adult technically.
Yeah, like he is like old enough that like whatever, he's 24.
Oh shit, he's our age.
He's literally born 18 days after me. So awesome.
What are you doing hanging out with all these fucking 18-year-olds,
so,
you creep?
Right there, sexual allegations.
Yeah, that's creepy.
There's something going on here. But anyway,
weird.
So there was this whole rumor, like they did a whole like emergency tea talk situation on YouTube, basically to find out that Taylor Holder was actually not arrested. Okay, and it was a Taylor Holder female in New York got pulled over.
It was just somebody with the same name?
Same exact name, yeah.
Spelled the same way?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Taylor Holder, a female, and she's from New York, but it was in LA County. So that's why everyone thought that it was Taylor Holder. Yeah. But he's actually from Texas. So on that story. But yeah, Taylor Holder, I mean.
So basically that was a whole lot of fucking nothing for him to just like make all of this big deal for fucking nothing.
Yeah, so we still don't know, but I mean, we have another month coming up.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know. We might have.
I mean, we'll see what happens in next month's monthly mayhem. But hopefully Taylor Holder's not part of it, because who the fuck even is that guy? Anyways, moving on to bigger and not that much bigger people. We're
not much better either.
We're talking about Julia Fox. So this is just, I mean, this clip from Call Her Daddy is just iconic at this point.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. I mean, I was just savdies me when here at Uncut Gems, and it truly like was like, I don't know, like one of the
still is taking the internet by storm.
I mean, this happened. So the Call Her Daddy episode came out February 9th. And it is the very end of it's the 25th when we're recording. This is gonna come out in like the first week of March, and I mean, I still see shit about it constantly. There's like EDM remixes with her voice in it, saying
there isn't like every other TikTok I've seen something like this. Like it is. I mean, I don't feel bad for her, but like.
I think she's a fucking idiot, but also she knew exactly what she was doing.
What is her eye makeup? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Does she think that like the raccoon look is in? Like, what do we have going on there?
I think the issue is like all these old people trying to like still look super young.
Facts. And she was like dating Kanye for a hot sec, so she probably thought that was cool.
So she also dated Kanye for a total of 1.5 months. So she claims to have been Kanye West's muse, and they only dated for 1.5 months. Let me tell you about any relationship I've ever had for 1.5 months. That bitch did not think about me at all. Like you're not inspiring shit in their life.
Oh no.
You're fucking, and maybe they're buying you dinner.
And in the same interview, she was saying how like, of course she understands that like he has a love for Kim, and as we get into the rest of it, like as Kanye and her are dating, he is like legitimately psycho. So we'll get into that later. But I mean, like you don't just get out of what were they together for 8 years, 9 years, whatever.
Well, they were married for 6, but they were together for like forever before
that.
Like
exactly.
they had a kid before they got married.
So it's kind of like, well, like you are not his muse.
Yeah.
If anything, Kim Kardashian is his muse.
And he was playing dress up with you, bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
But all this to say is she has profited so much from this brief fling to the fact that like, I mean,
her life is forever changed.
Nobody knew who the fuck Julia Fox was. I mean, she was in it was a Netflix movie. Right? Uncut Gems was not even in the theaters, correct?
I'm gonna have to look this one up. I'm gonna fact check it.
So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, trash movie. I did not even think it was that good.
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think this ever aired even in the theater. So like you were in one Netflix movie. Please calm the fuck down.
I don't even know who she was until she started dating Kanye.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like who are you?
Yeah.
Apparently she's a fat ass though. That's all I know about her.
I heard the same thing.
But
I mean, I don't remember anything from watching that movie, but all I could pay attention to was how just horrible the acting was the whole time. So like,
yeah. So also to say about Julia Fox, to wrap her up, is that she's writing a book, and it's a book about a tell-all. What she's telling, we're unsure.
Okay, but that's the rumor. She claims it's not a tell-all. So she claims that this was a book that she's been writing for for the past year, but everybody was speculating that she's just writing the book about her and Kanye's relationship. So the rumors have been like nipped in the butt right there. Like it's not a tell-all about their relationship. I think it's just about her fucking life. So who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
Like, anyways, Uncut Gems.
Okay, so then we had the Super Bowl on February 13th. And if you were Emily or I, you completely forgot that this was happening. You recorded a podcast and didn't even know.
The Super Bowl this year was so irrelevant to me because like the teams that I cared about being there were not there. So I was like,
when you want to know how irrelevant it was, so the same exact week as the Super Bowl, basically like BFFs and a bunch of other podcasts, like we're doing live podcasts at Saddle Ranch in LA. And they were on one of the BFFs, and of course, my ass is paying attention to it because I love D-list celebrity drama.
Right.
So I am listening to every single day that they have this posted. And the one day they're talking about all the sick parties that are going to happen in LA for the weekend.
Kellen literally texts me. She goes, yo, what's happening in LA this weekend? I go,
I don't know. And I was like, you know what? When we're famous, we'll be there. Acting like this happens every fucking year. Because it was like, they were like, Drake is having a party. Like Sports Illustrated. Should have been a dead giveaway that Sports Illustrated was having a party.
Yeah, like probably had to do with sports, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, but then to find out actually 3 days ago that...
We literally did not put this put this together until 3 days ago that the Super Bowl was actually indeed that weekend in LA.
And well, they were playing.
Right, because the Rams were in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And so but we didn't put two and two together. Dumb as fuck.
We literally were just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, is there like a fashion show? Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so in fact,
go sports.
Yeah, go sports. I hope they got that home run. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But basically who was there? Honestly, everybody. If they weren't at the game, they were like influencer wise, if they weren't at the game, they were at parties. That was all over all over like Instagram and TikTok and everything else.
Yeah.
The halftime show was quite interesting. We had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, so like, I mean, all fucking legends in the Super Bowl halftime show, and like, it was so
Is Snoop
huge.
Dogg really a legend?
Yeah, okay, we're not even gonna talk about that. He's like one of the most famous West Coast rappers.
I mean, like, I don't know.
No, okay, you don't know what you're talking
To
about.
me, it's just like Snoop. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Like when I hear like Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, I'm like, wow.
Snoop Dogg now is, I mean, not, but
okay.
There was a time in like.
See, I'm more current with him today.
No, he's literally one of the biggest West Coast rappers like of all time. Like,
okay,
I mean, like quote unquote like gangster rappers.
I don't mean to take respect away, but I'm gonna give it back. But
yeah.
I'm just saying, like when I see this lineup and then I see Snoop Dogg in it, I'm kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, the Super Bowl halftime show. It was a millennial's dream. Gen Z probably couldn't relate as much.
AKA Kellen.
I love this kind of music, but unfortunately, I literally didn't even know the Super Bowl was happening, so did not watch this show.
And yeah, for me, I
actually, you know what? Today I was telling Kellen, I Googled how to crip walk because I watched a video from the halftime show, just like a little clip of it on TikTok, while Snoop Dogg was performing because like he's a crip and he was crip walking, and so I was like, I want to learn how to do that. I'm indeed bad at it, but I was learning today. So that was my biggest influence for the Super Bowl this year. Learn how to crip walk.
Okay, all right. On to the next segment.
On to later that night at Justin Bieber's post Super Bowl party, there was a shooting. Apparently, there was a lot of big celebrities there. Drake, obviously Justin Bieber is his party, but my man Kodak Black got shot in the leg, and I don't know why I just laughed at that.
I would take that out.
Sorry. I'm gonna leave it in. Okay. So, okay, this is what went down according to TMZ. So the most reliable source I could find. Kodak Black, everything was going good at the party. Him and his like crew like walked out. Apparently somebody jumped somebody in his group. Kodak got mixed into it and shots were fired. Apparently 4 people were injured. But I think Kodak's the only one that we know who actually was shot. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the other people just aren't famous, so people didn't really report it or what. But yeah, shot in the leg. Crazy. Because this was like at like I mean, there was hundreds of people here. So
and
like,
this was like at a top tier, like A-list celebrity party.
Right.
Like
And it's
not just everyone was in this party.
Right. And I mean, not that there's an excuse to get shot anywhere, but like this was a weird place for somebody to even have a gun.
Well, maybe not a weird place for someone to have a gun. I just think that it's a weird place for something like this to go down, considering this was like a more like posh event of a Super Bowl party, right? Versus like you and I having it at our house.
When what's his face shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot.
What the fuck?
Tory Lanez. It was like at a party, and I guess he had a gun, and it went off and shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. Sorry, Meg. Keep doing your thing, girl. Sorry about that.
Pussy,
sorry
Meg.
about that short king that shot you in the foot.
Well, on to news that is not Justin Bieber status. I'm going to tell you that right now. Harry Jowsey.
Harry Jowsey.
So Harry Jowsey, if you don't know who Harry Jowsey is,
favorite big-cheeked Australian. That man's got some chipmunk cheeks. They're big.
I thought you were talking about his ass.
Is he double-cheeked up?
I mean, he lifts, so I feel like he has a nice ass.
I feel like his.
He's also like really tall, so I just feel like he's a thick boy.
Thick boy.
You know what I'm saying? But Harry Jowsey is from the first season. Too
Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle, correct. Yeah. And he is probably the most popular from Too Hot to Handle still to this day.
He's the only one who's relevant anymore. Like he kept up the appearances and kept doing shit. Everybody else, I don't even know.
He
who
clout farmed his way to the top.
Yeah,
and he's best friends with Tana Mojo now. So there you go. But basically, we're just kind of talking about him because on January 8th, he was dating Sveta.
I think Sveta.
I think that's how you say it. Sveta Bill. I don't even know. Honestly, I think she's Russian. Because I can't say this.
Bilyalova.
Correct. And basically to say that an article was like written that they couldn't keep their hands off each other. They were like on vacation together, like an extravagant vacation too. It wasn't just like down in Malibu. Like they like went away together. And then on February 13th at an after party for the Super Bowl, he was caught making out with
definitely
Charlie
not
Jordan.
The one that Drake was at.
Not the one. No. He was making out with Charlie Jordan at a club.
Who is she?
Charlie Jordan?
Was she also dated Taylor Holder?
Yes, she dated Taylor Holder.
What is she? Just a TikToker?
So is that how she's famous? She was a travel vlogger, and then that turned into her now being a DJ. Correct. Okay. Yes, and she's also sells like weed products.
She's a drug dealer too.
Facts. So basically, they were caught making out when everyone thought that he was dating somebody else. So less than a month ago.
I mean, are we surprised?
Then for Valentine's Day, he buys her a Valentine's Day gift, posts a whole story about it, about how he got her this gift.
They were both posting content like of each other
together on Valentine's Day. And then 2 days ago, like literally 2 days ago, he posted on a story that he's single. So like, I mean, listen, he's out here, he's just flirting it up, he's doing his thing. Good for you, but it's just like
confusing.
I mean,
and also like kind of like we said with the Taylor Holder thing, like they could probably both be doing this together, just chasing more drama, clout, anything to keep themselves relevant. You know what I mean?
I'd agree. I'd have to agree to that, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, onto
my Lord and Savior, Trisha fucking Paytas. We announced it in a previous episode, but my girl is pregnant. I didn't realize this, but Kellen told me. Or Kellen like brought it up, and this is what made me think of it. She announced her pregnancy on February 14th, so Valentine's Day. We love that for her. But she was only 4 weeks pregnant when she announced her pregnancy, which is
super early.
I mean, I'm no mother here, but that's pretty early to me.
I mean, yeah, considering I think with her history of pregnancy, like you would think that she would wait.
I feel like if I missed my period by a month, I would still be having faith that it would come eventually.
But she wanted to be pregnant, so she was like taking tests.
I guess
there's a difference there. But at the same time, like
I just avoid.
She has like a massive like history with miscarriages and infertility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she thought she was going to get pregnant through IVF, which is great. I mean, whatever. Like that's how she has to get pregnant. But you're going to announce it at 4 weeks. I think that's very early. I think for anybody to announce, but then also to announce
when you've previously had issues.
Yes, exactly. But then to come with this on February 21st, Trisha basically went live on her YouTube channel where she has 5 million subscribers. And
damn, good for Trish. I didn't know she was at that many.
Oh, hell yeah. She's like pretty big on the YouTube, you know?
She's huge on like YouTube and like OnlyFans is like her big big money grab.
She makes her money.
Yeah.
But basically, people were speculating that her pregnancy was fake, and I mean, honestly, I think that's fucked up to say. Regardless, if someone puts it out there,
yeah. I mean, it's like mind your own fucking business, but also. When your whole life is on social media, like you kind of got to expect.
Also, not when your whole life is on social media. When you've been a troll and a shit person on social media,
like she's notorious for trolling, like doing dumb shit like
right.
this.
So it's like this is but basically her clapback on her live was that she was like, "What's wrong with? Oh my gosh, what is people's problem? And like why can I not read? Oh my Lord,
reading is really hard.
I think it's too much caffeine. Like I'm just like
we're both like
I know. Okay, so basically she was saying on her YouTube live is what is people's problems? Why are they so affected by my womb? Which facts like doesn't
stay the fuck out of my pussy, bitch.
Yeah, literally. And they just can't stand to see other people happy because they're so miserable with their own lives.
Which has been her thing with so because of all the drama that's happened like on the what was her and Ethan's podcast called? Frenemies.
Yeah.
When all that shit was happening, that was always her like argument, right? Because like she's dating or she's married now, to Ethan's wife's brother. So like she's always been making this claim like, oh, everybody needs to mind their own business, blah, 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 blah. But it's like when you're constantly trolling and doing all this dumb stuff, it's like people are going to be in your business. But for people to say shit about like a pregnancy, like that's taking it too far.
Yeah, honestly, just let her live her life. Like that's how I feel about it. Like, who cares? I'm just
trying to live life.
I just feel like people want to like be mad about something, and that's
people
what they
love
did.
hating.
So So
on to the biggest news of February, the largest news. Dixie D'Amelio has announced she will be opening for Big Time Rush this summer.
Woo! Yeah!
Which apparently Big Time Rush is on tour. Didn't know that.
I did actually know that Big Time Rush was trying to come back on tour.
Yeah,
literally, don't get me started. Okay, so
I used to fuck with their show. I never listened to their music, but their show was good.
Okay, listen.
Looking for a boyfriend.
I see that.
Sign us.
Okay, so Big Time Rush is coming back on tour. I knew that they were coming back on tour because they've been like dropping hints, and I used to be a huge Big Time Rush fan. But the James Maslow, who's like one of the
hot one.
Yeah, he's like the tall one with like the bowl cut from back in the day.
Yeah,
I used to be obsessed with him, so I still follow him on everything. And they were like doing like practicing for.
He's giving
summer.
But he wears a fedora vibe.
But he does. But I genuinely didn't think that it was like this serious. That like they were going like a grand tour. Like I thought it was going to be like a show or two, you know?
Yeah.
But they're going on a whole tour this summer, so get your tickets while they're hot.
How old are these guys?
Oh, like
30 something?
They have to be like late 20, early 30s. Like
There's
I think
no way they're in their 20s.
Logan's for sure the oldest, and he's like 33 or 34.
Yes, he's definitely like my brother's age.
Like it's time to give up this dream of being a pop star. But I will say when I was younger, this is like really exposing myself. So I really, really badly wanted to go see Big Time Rush in concert. And now this is like after like the Jonas Brothers era, correct? So my sister is a little bit older. She doesn't really care about this, but she can drive, right? So I convinced my sister that we have to go see Big Time Rush for my birthday. And, you know, she's down. Whatever. Like, why not? Like, she likes concerts. She doesn't care.
How old were you? Because Big Time Rush was, like, popular in, like, when we were in, like, junior high.
I have a Facebook photo of me at the Big Time Rush concert, so let me just go there real quick. But basically, I wrote 100 reasons on a Word doc why I needed to go see Big Time Rush. And I printed out.
Was one of them to see that big time dick?
Bitch, I was like not thinking that way when I was that age. Okay. It was my profile picture for the longest time.
Going through her Facebook profile photos right now.
Here we go. It was.
There's some winners.
August 14th,
Where
2012.
the fuck was this at a NASCAR?
No, this was at Hershey Park.
Oh. Is somebody in your house right now? Did you hear that? Did you feel that?
Yeah, Queen. Hold on, I'm gonna look up. It might be. He might have been like leaving.
Breaking news. Somebody might have broken into Kellen's house. I'm gonna show you guys this photo while she's checking to see if there's a burglar. I don't know if you can see that.
You bitch.
Looks really good.
Okay.
You look nice and tan.
Thank you.
You look like you're like 12.
Summer.
How old were you? You look really little.
Well, it was 2014.
Oh, fuck. You're a sophomore in high school and you want to see Big Time Rush? We were freshmen. No, you're a year older.
Mm-hmm.
You were a junior in high school?
No. I was going into my freshman year of high school.
No, I went to my freshman year 2012.
Yeah, but I was going into...
Your sophomore year.
No,
your junior year.
So 15. I was 15. I was
going
15.
into her sophomore year.
Regardless. Okay, I was 15.
A little old to be seeing BTR, but we're not going to judge.
I was a fan, okay? And I made 100 reasons why I had to go see Big Time Rush, and I printed it out 25 times and put it around the house at different points where my parents could see it. And the only thing my dad said was, I'm just pissed you wasted this much ink.
How much were these tickets? Like $25?
Probably. They probably weren't expensive. I just wanted to go. I really just exposed myself here.
That shit's funny. I don't care who you are.
All right, on to Britney Spears getting a book deal. So on February 21st, Britney announced that she'll be doing, her book deal was secured. She'll be doing it with Simon and Schuster.
Simon and Schuster. It's a $15 million book deal, and essentially it's going to be a tell-all about her conservatorship, which is great timing because her trash-ass little sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, just released her book, basically shitting on Britney.
Yeah, and her motivation, Britney's motivation to write this book is to go against Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah, so that's all we're going to really talk on that.
That's all the information we got.
She's still acting a fool on social media, and I saw a TikTok of her the other day, which was indeed terrifying. She was working out. Did you see that one?
No, I honestly did not see that one. I try to stay clear. Not that I try to stay clear of Britney stuff, but my thing is, I'm a laugh.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for laughing because she's been through so much shit.
Yeah, but when it comes to a crazy person, I'm a laugh.
Facts. Talking about crazy. Sienna May on BFFs.
Talk about
what a transition right there.
Talk about one crazy bitch. So this episode came out what would be yesterday of us recording this, but it was February 24th. Essentially, Sienna comes on BFF's podcast. So recap. Sienna May is the girl who Jack Wright, a fellow TikToker, has made accusations against her of committing sexual assault. There is a 2.5 second video of her on top of him. You can't see her face. You really can't see anything, but it's alluding that she's like inappropriately touching him while he is unconscious. So that is kind of this whole thing. Sienna comes on BFF's podcast. First of all, if you haven't watched it, go watch it because it's very interesting. She comes on and brings her lawyer and a video analysis forensic expert.
Yes. Which, before we go any further, I'm going to say this right fucking now. If I was being accused...
It was a smart move.
If I was being accused the way that she was being accused, you better believe my ass that shit would be happening.
Yeah.
I would have a video analysis. I would have forensic scientists. I don't even fucking know. I'd have them all. Like, I don't care. Like,
I'd have the fucking genie from Aladdin.
Especially when she fully believes that she did not do what she's being accused of. It's ruining her career and everything a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you did it, you fucking did it, and you need to pay the fucking price. And I'm not victim blaming anything like that.
If it's true, she eventually will. And
yes.
I mean, even if it's true, she's fucking paying the price right now. You know what I mean?
So but at the same time, if she knows deep down in her soul that she didn't do anything wrong, I would be doing the same shit too.
I agree. And what was interesting is on BFFs, Dave was kind of like, I don't know, insinuating like it's making her look really guilty by doing this. And everybody on TikTok is commenting the same thing. They're like, why would an innocent person do this? But it's like, it's the same reason why an innocent person asks for a lawyer the moment they start getting questioned, because they know how easy it is for people to manipulate shit. And like,
well, also these are
serious,
like a kid. These are serious allegations that are against her. Like, why would you not? I mean, the first thing she in my opinion, do you really think that the first thing she decided to do was go get a video analysis specialist? No. She went to a lawyer, and her lawyer chose to do these steps. So yeah, that's where I see 100%. That. Also, the lawyer came on basically to clear up the fact of like any legalities of what's going on. Sienna was like, I'm done talking about it, so here's my lawyer, which respected that.
It was a smart move.
People, they thought it was weird. Honestly?
It was a really smart move, especially, I mean, I think we've kind of mentioned it, but like these are kids. Like she just turned 18 years old. So like to think that she would have like the mental like capacity to even like speak towards all this legal stuff is kind of, I mean, dumb on Dave's part to even like be like, whoa, can't you just talk about this on your own? It's like, she's a kid. Well,
and because he kept trying to compare it to his situations of being accused of sexual assault, which rightfully so, but you're also a grown-ass man and you have a very different platform and you have a very different...
It's totally different situation.
It's completely different. But basically, the lawyer ends up saying that there's been there's been no legal steps taken. Like there's been no no police report. Like there's been nothing with like the police that's like happened. So he hasn't filed anything. No lawyer contact.
All of it is like unofficial allegations made by Jack,
and it's all he said, she said online.
Yeah, so it's hard, and the worst part about it is like it's creating this huge like divide in their fan base essentially. And at the end of the day, like nobody deserves to be like having to be going through this for either one of them, especially like in the public eye and being so young.
100%. And I mean,
but the funny part about all this is this video analysis expert that Sienna brought on her thing created a video breaking down the video. And it was something that a 5th grade PowerPoint would have done a better job than this thing.
My favorite thing is when it goes, no. And it's like, no, in slanted letters and like the whole shadow underneath the no. Oh my God, it's so funny.
It's like when you first learn how to use PowerPoint and use like every single animation that they have. Like the curtains like slowly opening up. And it's like, and then it's like, it makes like noises where it's like, bang, 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 every time a bullet comes up.
No, it was the cringiest. video.
Dave didn't hold back. He roasted that guy, and this guy is like that's his whole job. And he was like just sitting there like
he kind of laughed. Honestly, he did laugh. I mean, it is. I mean, but how good of a PowerPoint you can make on a 2-second video?
Yeah. So I mean, that's like a big thing that's going on in like especially like the TikTok community. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, where
it goes from here.
Yeah, what happens there.
So kind of similar accounts. Yeah. Jeff Wittek announced that he will no longer be associating with David Dobrik.
Yeah. So why don't you give us a brief rundown of like, okay, at like a super high level, who the fuck is Jeff Wittek and what the fuck happened?
Okay, so basically Jeff Wittek is one of the Vlog Squad members who is under David Dobrik. Jeff Wittek came from New York, Staten Island. He plays this very like funny satire, sarcastic character online. Mm-hmm. He owns like a barbershop and he comes from a criminal background. So that's kind of his like persona online. Yeah. Like everything to him is like a joke. It's funny. So when he kind of announced this, a lot of people were like, haha, Jeff, it's your humor. Now, how he ties in with David Dobrik and why he's no longer talking to him, about a year, well, actually when the pandemic first happened, they were filming videos for David's vlogs. And basically David was at a point in his career where he's like, we need to up the ante. We need to up the ante. We need to up the ante.
Yeah, like these like dumb little pranks aren't
cutting it anymore. Yeah. We need to do more.
Right.
So he basically had Jeff and another guy, Todd, who's also part of the Vlog Squad. They were learning how to skydive by themselves. So
first of all, what?
Yeah, so they were learning how to skydive, and like they both wanted to do this. It was for the vlog,
right?
But in the middle of them learning how to do this,
I know all about doing shit for the vlog.
I mean, yeah.
Shout out last week's vlog. Go check it out.
Yes. Anyway, so basically they're learning how to do all of this over the pandemic. So everyone else is like stuck in their houses. They're out here learning how to skydive, and like they're having the time of their lives.
Right.
Like, they're thrill seekers, all that kind of stuff. Then another part of the vlog was going to be somebody on an excavator being like spun around the excavator. And this is now where...
What is that? Like a bulldozer type thing? What is that?
Essentially. It's equipment that like... we should probably just put a picture up on the screen.
This is an excavator.
I don't really know how to like explain it, but it has like the crane part or like the
like the scoop.
The scoop
the
on
scoop
the end
thing.
Of it. Yes.
It's a That's not a bulldozer.
It's not a bulldozer. But it has like the scoop on the end of a long stick.
Yeah, it's like a tractor with like a scoop thing on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're saying now.
Yes.
To excavate things.
Yes, exactly.
AKA excavator.
Yes. So there's like a rope tied on the end of that. And
so they were doing some like Arkansas shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So basically they wanted, also the water that it was in was only like about a foot deep.
Yeah.
So even if you fell off of this, death was an option.
Right.
Didn't really think, I mean, it's hard because the way he first explained it in his documentary versus the way he explained it today, present in Jeff FM, basically was that it sounded like at first it was Jeff's idea to get on this rope and go around, and David was going to go really slow because it was going to be a really scenic type looking shot, right? For him to be swinging around in the air on this excavator. And it was a rope tied to the end of the excavator and his foot was in it. And he was like holding it on like Indiana Jones style.
Dumb boy shit, right?
It really was a dumb boy shit. And at the time when they're actually explaining this through the documentary, it makes it sound like this is Jeff's idea. To come today, present day, it really wasn't Jeff's idea. It was David's idea. But Jeff was kind of amped up about it because he was like just got done skydiving by himself.
Okay, so
he was kind of like amped up.
He thought he was like invincible type shit.
Yeah, 100%. So he is now on this excavator, and David starts to go a little bit faster than he probably should have been going, and it spins out of control. A little rope is kind of gonna bend at some point,
right?
When you're doing that, and you start to slow down.
Yeah.
Well, when this happens, it flies him into like the long part of the excavator, and he gashes the side of his head, basically like centimeters away from his eye, which would have actually killed him. Like the way it would have like hit him on the face. So he's suffering immense brain trauma. He's had like countless eye surgeries. I think he's in the 30s. Or I would say
he today in his podcast he said he was on his 9th eye surgery.
Yeah, his 9th serious eye surgery where he had to like have it shut. But like he's done like so much and so much brain therapy and all of this stuff. Like legitimately, like he could have died. Like he should have died essentially. Like nobody knows how he survived this. So that's a massive background for all of this. But that brings to the day where Jeff is like, I'm fed up with David's bullshit. Like,
he was out.
Yeah, he was like, you're supposed to be my friend. You only came around me as I was filming my documentary about all of this. Right. And as soon as I was done filming the documentary, you never asked me once how I was doing. You never cared about anything.
Yeah.
And everything, like, as from a friend standpoint, was gone. And he's like, and that really sucks because, like, I understand that mistakes happen and I can justify this as a mistake.
Like an accident.
Yeah. And, like, honestly, at the same time, too, like, they were talking about on the podcast, like, well, was this an accident? I mean, who plans to do this?
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, unless David Dobrik's just, like, a fucking sociopath, which, like, who knows? But, like, I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just, like, pushing the boundaries.
It really just pushed the boundaries. Like, yes. And he had vlog goggles on, for lack of better terms, and just.
Right. He was like, just do it for the video.
Yeah. And, like, unfortunately couldn't see, like, the danger and all of it. So, also part of the documentary, and to Jeff, David said he would pay for every single medical bill that came along with this, like, journey that he had to go on. Well, basically months ago, David and his team stopped paying for these bills. And they have to be in Jeff's name because it's, like, under his insurance, right? So Jeff didn't realize, he's like, I don't do my own billing. And he's like, that might be on me, but I have a team for that.
Right.
So I didn't know that these weren't being paid until he went to go buy a house, and his credit is, like, literally fucked up. Can't buy a house. Now he has all of these bills.
Because he's in so much debt.
Yeah, from all of these surgeries, has all of these bills, everything. Wasn't able to work for a year after this happening. So he didn't really make money, all of this stuff. And I'll just say that, like, he's been a shitty friend. And I mean, I think if anyone was in this situation, I don't know how I'd be able to forgive David up front. But at the same time, I think Jeff was trying to be like, listen, this was an accident. I get it.
Right.
But at this point, it's like, now you can't even be a friend. And I think that really sucks because not only are you losing David as a friend, you're losing a whole group of friends.
Right.
Who he's been close with for years.
Also, the thing about Jeff is, like, he's significantly older than David. Like, David's, like, 26, right? And Jeff is, like, 32. So I feel like it's probably, like, he was able to forgive a lot of it, like, at the beginning of their relationship with, like, all these kind of stupid things and, like, constant, like, fuck ups or whatever. It was like, you're just a kid. But now that David's, like, an actual, like, grown ass adult, I feel like it's like he's gotten to the point where it's like, I'm over this shit. Like, I'm too old to be doing this dumb shit.
And the crazy part about it too is, like, it really came across as that he only cared when the documentary was being filmed, because that was going to present him in a light on the internet as if he wasn't a part of it,
right?
And didn't care.
Right.
As soon as the documentary stopped filming, he was over it. He didn't care anymore.
Yeah, bye.
Also, he made sure he got, like, I don't want to say he got, like, final edit privileges, but he got to see it before it came out, and he took out anything that made him look bad.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I watched Jeff's podcast today, and, like, yeah, it was like he was talking, like, he was pissed because he was like, it painted it as though I wanted to do that.
Yeah. And to be honest with you too, like, this, as somebody who is really into YouTube and like really enjoys, like, watching content like this, like, it sucks because I'm a consumer who does love David. And, like, I know you have a very different perspective, but, like, I do love David because, I mean, I love YouTube.
Right.
And he is essentially the king of YouTube, or was at one point. And, like, if you are into YouTube, you watch David Dobrik and all of the Vlog Squad, and, like, you feel like you are part of their friend group. So it kind of sucks a little bit. And, like,
yeah,
not that, like, it hurts, but, like, it's
like the end of an era type
I've been
shit.
watching it for years, and, like, not that I think that he's my friend, but I would say that anybody in that position, like, you watch them for years, you watch them grow up, you watch them do different stuff. It's kind of like you wait for his vlog to come out every Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be essentially like people who, like, loved One Direction, and then when they were like, we're done.
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah. Like, you feel like your heart's ripped out. Not that I actually feel that way, because it's not my business, but, like, it sucks.
The end of, like, a quote era.
Yeah, and it just sucks as someone who has consumed a lot of their content, and then to kind of see that who he portrays himself as, all of them portray themselves as, is so fake, and that sucks. Which, like,
it's like you knew it, but, like, to hear it coming from them is hard.
And I know that you're completely opposite on this, but it's just, that's just the content I consume. So to me, it's like, fuck, like, that just sucks. It's a letdown. It does. And to finish on a YouTube note as well, the Roast of Bryce Hall comes out tonight, February 25th. Jason Nash heads this entire thing, basically. He put it together for the Roast of Bryce Hall.
Right.
So we haven't watched it yet. Not much to say on it, but it should be fairly funny. So if you haven't watched it yet or you just want something to throw on in the background, there you go. Okay. Well, that wrapped up, I think, our whole other segment of what's going on this past February. Yeah. And now to the headliner of the show.
Yeah, we are at the main story of tonight's show. Don't know when you're listening, but it might be nighttime. So here we go. The reason we kind of wanted to save this for like the end of the episode and to talk just kind of in length about this a bit is because there's just so much to go on. A lot of people don't know like the whole story, and so that's what we're kind of going to get into. And then also like Kanye West has a 3-part docu-series on Netflix that came out on February 16th. And so that's kind of, I don't know, trudging up a lot of this old drama because like you're seeing a different side of Kanye in these first 2 episodes of the documentary, which we'll talk about later, but like it's re-elevating the hype about him.
Well, and also this entire month he has been a complete menace on Instagram. So,
even more than usual.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the side of Kanye that you've been seeing this month is complete, like you can't ignore. I don't care who you are, you cannot ignore what he is doing on social media.
Yeah. Okay, but let's take it back to kind of not where his craziness started, but where a lot of this like animosity between Kim and Kanye started. So it kind of all goes back to a year ago, actually, when Kim filed for divorce from Kanye in February of 2021. That's kind of when this whole like weird like back and forth.
Like a year ago.
Yeah, literally a year ago. Literally like within 2 months of that, Kanye West was dating Irina Shayk. I don't know. I think she's a model. I don't really know who this person is. They dated like for a brief stint for like 2 months, kind of like the Julie Fox situation. But it was interesting because at the time he was like, I want to make things work with you, Kim, and was super public about it like he is now. But he was dating this person at the time. So, I mean, want to talk about history repeats itself. He does it literally in about a year.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all like February or March, April of 2021. The summer of 2022, Pete Davidson kind of enters the chat in terms of like romantic allegations between Kim and Pete.
How did that start though? Like, what? So do we know how they kind of like got linked?
So, okay, so Kim and Pete met in 2019 at Kid Cudi's birthday dinner. And in what's interesting about this is like Kanye and Pete like really got along at this time. And Pete actually made comments to like paparazzi or like a tabloid or something, essentially being like, yeah, you know, like they just have like such a great relationship and it's so aspirational. Like, I hope I find love like that someday. Like something like weird like that. Yeah. So at the time they were all cool. Okay. This was summer of 2021. Kim and Pete start, like, there's rumors that they're in some sort of relationship. All right. Then Kim goes on SNL. And this is kind of where all the crazy Kanye shit starts happening, like, publicly towards Pete Davidson. Okay. At the time, it was more just, like, Kanye versus Kim. But now Pete enters the chat in terms of, like, Kanye is now, like, Pete is enemy one in Kanye's eyes. Because of this SNL thing. So,
but do we think that like they were already a thing before this SNL like skit?
Yeah, and that's like, so in the summer, that's when like rumors kind of started because they were being seen with each other all the time. She goes on SNL. There's like this Aladdin like skit that they do. They kiss. Okay, that is when Kanye starts to get mad because he's like still has this weird possession over Kim, even though they're literally in the midst of a divorce. He's seeing other people. It's just weird.
Didn't Kanye say that he was like at that SNL and like watched them kiss?
Yeah, so this was the whole where he claimed that Ray J had a second sex tape. And he flew out to get it from Ray J. Like,
and then came back for the SNL. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was really weird. Like I think he's just lying about all of that. But okay. October 2021, Kim and Pete start like, this is when they go from just being seen with one another to being more like romantic in public. So this is when the public is like they're dating. Pete is seen in photos like with Chris and Corey, and they have like matching PJs on and stuff.
Yeah, on their Instagram.
Yeah. So this is kind of when that stuff happens. They go on vacation to the Bahamas.
Okay.
I think. So they gone back, like, whatever. Like, all this shit is happening. They're very public about being with each other, but they haven't announced that they're together until February 7th. Pete Davidson had an interview with People magazine. He refers to Kim Kardashian as his girlfriend. So as of February 7th of this year, 2022, they are officially dating, but they started like talking in the summer of 2021. So it's been a minute.
Gotcha.
It's been a lot longer than people think.
Yeah. Honestly, like it's to me, I thought it was like SNL dating.
Yeah. So before February, in January, Kanye releases a song called Easy. And this is the first instance of Kanye like actually making a diss at Pete. And in his lyrics, he said, "God save me from the crash," referring to a car accident he got into in like 2002 that like ruined his jaw, whatever. "God save me from the crash just so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass." So he didn't even try to like hide who he was talking about.
Honestly, funny.
Yes. And then right after this song dropped, the same day this song dropped was the day that Kanye got sent to the wrong address for his kid's birthday party. So like shit is already hitting the fan. And then another song was dropped with Fabio Foreign, and then Kanye was a feature on it with Alicia Keys, and the song is called City of Gold. And then Kanye refers to Pete again in his verse, and he says, "This afternoon, 100 goons pulling up to SNL. When I pull up, it's dead on arrival." Literally threatening to kill Pete Davidson.
And like, honestly, Pete has a great sense of humor, right? But at the same time, Kanye's fans are fucking nuts.
No, and that's,
I wouldn't want Kanye's fans to have this like,
yeah,
some sort of like idea that like killing Pete Davidson is okay.
Yeah, and he's straight up saying he will kill him.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's not like
when I pull up, dead on
like
arrival.
innuendo.
No.
Innuendo.
No,
What
like,
the fuck you say?
Innuendo?
Yeah.
Like, there's no deeper meaning. He's literally just saying
He said, "You gonna die."
Yeah. Okay, so, like, this has just been between Kanye, Kim, and Pete at this point.
Okay.
February 12th, shit hits the fucking fan, and Kanye just straight up is pulling anybody down in any vicinity. So, Kid Cudi was the person whose birthday party that Pete Davidson and Kim met at. Mm-hmm. So Kanye somehow in his head, because they were at the same birthday party, blames Kid Cudi for what happened 4 years ago, them meeting. So this is what happens there. Kanye makes an announcement that he's pulling Kid Cudi off of the Donda 2, which is like his next album that he's dropping. And basically just being like, Kid Cudi's off the album, like blah, blah, blah. Kid Cudi responds to this and he's like, "I didn't want to be on your fucking album anyways." Or he said, "I did not want to be on your album, you fucking dinosaur." And then Cudi said, "Everybody knows I've been the best thing to happen to your album since I met you."
Facts though, because like, what is Kanye doing besides like being a menace on
I mean,
social
yeah,
media?
like after his first album, like College Dropout, was his best-selling album of all time, and then after that, it's like slowly like
also,
digressed.
isn't this album? I've heard, now I don't know because this is not like my realm of music, but I heard that he's not releasing it on streaming platforms. You can only buy it.
We will get into that.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
coming up.
Sorry.
Yes. So he announces Cudi's cut from Donda 2. Cudi's like, "I don't fucking care. Like, whatever." And this is what starts the fucking meme war between Kanye and the world. Kanye posts a photoshopped photo so he made this photo. I thought this was an internet meme that somebody made. No, Kanye made this. It was the Marvel superheroes photo from Captain America Civil War. And it was he was like, what did he say? He was like, his side versus the other side. And he titled this meme Kanye West Civil War instead of Captain America Civil War. Like, clever, my guy. On his side, he photoshopped Drake's face, which is interesting because him and Drake have had beef for years, but I guess they're cool right now. Drake's face, Julia Fox's face, Travis Scott's face, and Future's face on one side of the superheroes. On the other side, he photoshopped Kim's face, Pete's face, Kid Cudi's face, Billie Eilish's face, and Taylor Swift's face. Then February 14th happens, which is Valentine's Day. Kanye West posts a photo of a man with another man in a chokehold. So it was like a guy choke holding another guy. Post the photo with the caption, "Upon my wife's request, please nobody do anything physical to Skeet. I'm going to handle the situation myself." Then he posts screenshots between him and Kim, but it's like Kim's second phone was like the name of the contact.
Yes,
so it's does Kanye even have her actual phone number anymore?
I'm still not over that he calls him Skeet. Like, that's just so funny.
Okay, we get into this in a bit. He posts screenshots between Kim and himself, and then saying that Kim said to Kanye about how he's creating a dangerous and scary environment. So at this point, like, they're concerned with Pete's safety. Like, she's like, you need to chill. And then she said, somebody will hurt Pete and this will be your fault. Okay.
Facts. I mean, she's not wrong.
No, literally. So if you were wondering from this other side why Billie Eilish, who we're talking about, has photoshopped head on this, well, let me tell you why. Billie Eilish she didn't post a video. One of her fans posted a video from a concert where one of her fans was having like an asthma attack and basically was like passing out. She stopped her whole concert and was like, you know what? We take care of our people around here. Like, I take care of my fans. Like, let's stop everything. Make sure she's all good. Kanye took this as a dig at Travis Scott for the Astroworld situation, which probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not a dig at Kanye. So why Kanye took it so to heart, I don't know. But Kanye announced that he will not be performing at Coachella until Billie Eilish apologizes to Travis Scott. So he just was like, I'm not doing Coachella unless you apologize to Travis. He's
a child.
His exact words were, "Come on, Billie. We love you. Please apologize to Trav and to the families of the people who lost their lives." Why was it Billie's fault? I don't know. So then fast forward to later that day on Valentine's, Kim and Pete went on this like lovely date. There's like photos of it. They're going to this very intimate restaurant, whatever. Kanye sent a truck full of flowers to Kim's house. And on the side of the truck, it says, "My vision for you is crystal clear." And the crystal and the clear spelled with K's because of the Kardashians. So this man is just so fucking confusing. Everything he posts makes no sense. He literally has had to post photos of himself holding up a written notepad saying that his account is not hacked because people are so concerned with what he's posting.
Well, also, first of all, that, and I saw like stuff about between him and, was it North, their oldest daughter?
Yeah.
Like beef between that too. Like,
yeah, because of North's TikTok account.
Because he didn't like North's TikTok account, and then they went to the Super Bowl together, and something happened there too. I'm not versed in this, and I should have known this before I brought it up.
I don't really know what happened at the Super Bowl.
But basically, like, I guess there was like a whole thing of North saying how like she's fed up with her dad's shit.
Yeah, I mean,
like
rightfully so. North is over it. If North is over it, the whole world's fucking over it.
Literally.
And then February 16th, Kanye's documentary comes out. Then Kanye, okay, I don't know what day this is. I think it was on the same day that Kanye's documentary dropped. Pete Davidson deletes his Instagram account. Kanye takes to Instagram.
Which he hasn't had his Instagram for a while.
He hasn't like actively used it. He just like basically like just turned it off.
Yeah.
So like, and he's been the first to say numerous times he's not into social media. He just doesn't post anything. So he's like, who cares?
Yeah.
But Kanye posts, "Ran Skeet off the gram. Tell your mother I changed your name for life." Like, at Pete. Like, I've changed, or you're officially Skeet. Like, nobody's going to call you Pete ever again. Like, you're Skeet. Which Skeet is kind of a sick name. Like,
that's kind of funny. Honestly, you have to think that he thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah, Kanye is like chef's kiss to comedy with that one.
Yeah, literally.
But, okay. And then this is the most recent thing that's happened. On February 22nd, Kanye announced that Donda 2, which is his new album, will only be available on his own, music device. So it's essentially like his version of like an iPod, and it's called a stem player. It looks like a shitty Bluetooth speaker from China, and it's gonna be available only on that because he's protesting the fact that artists only make about 12% of the profits from the streaming platforms.
You know, I've always wondered how that works, and I feel like they definitely don't make as much because of streaming platforms now, like they would have in the past. So I mean, I can't say that
respect it, but
yeah,
you're charging. So each individual streaming player is $200. So like what
the fuck?
What in the past would have been
$12.99 for a CD.
A CD, yeah, like under
$20 max.
Yeah, under $15 CD is now a $200 streaming player, and you know how many white cisgender men are gonna buy it?
Oh, a lot.
So many.
A lot. So I think it'd be funny to end with his entire beef list. Now, Hip Hop by the Numbers tweeted this, and we're also pulling this from the BFS podcast. So
this is so funny.
This is not original to us, but this is his beef list as of today. Taylor Swift, Nike, Kim K, his cousin, Wiz Khalifa, Jay-Z, Kid Cudi, Billie Eilish, Peppa Pig.
Like, don't hate on my girl Peppa Pig. Like, what'd she ever do to you, bitch? What did she do to you?
Pete Davidson, Drake, Ray J, Justin Timberlake, Jimmy Kimmel, South Park, Deadmau5, I guess.
Dead Mouse, I don't know.
I don't know. Beyonce, Bruno Mars, J. Cole, Travis Scott.
Wait, why is Travis Scott on his beef list?
I don't know. Fuck. But he's here. Travis Scott, Harriet Tubman, Louis Vuitton, CEO of Zappos, Evil Knievel, Dennis Haysbert, Amber Rose, MTV, Beck, George Bush Jr., ADL, TMZ, American Music Awards, 50 Cent, and Kris Jenner.
I mean, at this point, he's beefing with the whole world. Like, I don't know what.
That shit is so funny. Honestly, Peppa Pig and like Louis Vuitton, Harriet Tubman, those took me out. CEO of Zappos.
How are you beefing with Harriet Tubman, man? Like you dug yourself a grave by calling slavery a fucking choice, you piece of shit, and you want to beef with Harriet Tubman? Like, fuck you.
Like, I don't know. The whole thing is crazy, but honestly, I learned a lot about Kanye through Emily's research. I hope that you did as well.
And I will say, I watched the first 2 episodes of his documentary. Mm-hmm. Really great documentary. The filming style is really cool because it's all just like candid film. Mm-hmm. It's very similar. I don't know if you watch the Beatles documentary. It's very much like that. Like, it tells the whole story through third person filming, which is so cool, like cinematography wise.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes are really great, really informative of like the culture at the time in the industry. The 3rd episode, I think, is going to get us into all of the fucking crazy shit that he does. So I think it'd be good for like the tea aspect, but also like I really like the nice part of it. Mm-hmm. And now it's about to get crazy. So,
well,
I would recommend. It's called Genius, JEEN-YUS.
He's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, he legally changed his name to Ye, by the way. Big news. It's no longer Kanye. It's just Ye.
I have no more words for this man, but honestly, the train wreck, if it continues, I'm going to tune in.
Same.
Because it's quite funny.
At the end of the day, it's entertainment.
Literally, it's so funny at this point because it's like, what more can you do?
I feel really bad for his family.
Oh, yeah.
But for the rest of us, man, this shit is comedy
Yeah,
gold.
honestly, he has children that he should be thinking about. He has an ex-wife who I'm pretty sure they're not even legally divorced yet.
They're not, yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on here, and I do, like, I can't imagine being Kim trying to like hold it all together.
Yeah.
And like the fact that like your oldest child has to say like, I'm done with dad.
Yeah.
Like, you're annoying. Like, reel it the fucking Kanye. Get it together. Maybe you need to go see help. Maybe.
Get back on those fucking meds, my guy.
Like something needs to happen here. But anyway, I think this was a fun episode of our first official
Monthly Mayhem.
It's official now. I know we did one last month, but this is it. This was fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
make sure you tune into the YouTube version of this that comes out like on Friday, because we're going to have like a lot of like screen grabs thrown up in here, some photos. It'll be very visually like fun, I think.
So if you also, weren't sure who people were or whatever, even fast forward through it just to kind of see it all. But yeah. Make sure that you guys go watch the YouTube version of the podcast every single Friday. Yep. We also have a vlog that comes out every single Tuesday. And that's it for this week's episode of Society 97. I'm Kellen. You can find me at KellenRedK on Instagram.
And I'm Emily. You can find me on Instagram at Starnsy. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram as well. We are at Society97.pod on Instagram. We're also on TikTok at Society97pod. We post a shit ton of videos over there, so make sure to check us out and follow us on TikTok as well.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, post notifications on every platform that you can find us on.
All the things.
Anything will help us out. We really would appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.